in this section, we're multiplying a monomial times something other than another monomial. So in this case, we've got 3x times 2x squared plus 5x minus 1. Now here's our rule. We are just using the distributive property. So we are taking this a and multiplying it by b, by c, by d, however many terms we have in there. And we have seen this in a much earlier lesson on distributive property. I don't think at that time we had the chance to multiply by a variable. I think we just had constant terms there. So I'm going to go ahead and say 3x times 2x squared. So 3 times 2 is 6. It's going to be x cubed. Again, we have an understood 1 there. That's not there. And then 3x times 5x. So 3 times 5 is 15. Bring your plus sign down. 15x squared. Again, understood 1 here. We'll pencil that in. And then 3x times a minus 1. Just careful with your signs. We'll get a minus 3x. Next, we'll go ahead and circle. All right. Next example. Same thing, except this time we have a negative sign to sort of worry about. So negative 2y squared times a positive 4y cubed. Negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Y to the what? 2 plus 3 is 5. And then we have negative 2 times a negative 3 is a positive 6y cubed. And then a negative 2y squared times 6 is going to be a minus 12y squared. Now you may be thinking, can I combine these? Well, if I can't combine them up here, I'm not going to be able to combine them once I distribute, but I guess it's worth taking a second look. Notice we do not have any like terms here. We didn't here either. That's a good point. Before I start multiplying through, I've given you ones, these 3 examples, I can't combine like terms, but you should always look. Because when you see these in the wild through a series of like application problems or something, sometimes you might be able to combine like terms before you multiply. It's often easier that way. Okay, next one. Now we have a multivariable polynomial. So negative 2a squared b times 5ab. So just be careful here. We have negative 2 times 5 is going to be a negative 10. Let's see, a squared times a to the 1 is a cubed. And then we have a b to the 1 times b to the 1 is b squared. How about this next one? So negative 2 times a negative 3 is going to be a positive 6. A squared, it's just going to be a squared. And then b cubed. This last one, negative 2 times a positive 2, it's going to be a minus 4. And then we'll have a squared b. Hope that helps.